Hello and welcome back to Lately Fashionable. I have just finished month 7 of my year of dressing vintage and my month-long mini challenge of only wearing dresses. Let's see how I did. First, let's go to the board. These are last month's rankings, and they're going to look very different this month because, like I said, I was only allowed to wear dresses, with the occasional blouse under a jumper dress, and or a jacket or coat over top. So no skirts and no trousers for an entire month. Let's see how that looks. That is a lot of zeros. So I did it! I wore only dresses for an entire month, and I'm over it. Although it was surprisingly easy to get unique ensembles because it's fall and a lot of my dresses are made for summer, so to get a unique ensemble wearing the same dress multiple times, all I had to do was add a cardigan. And I have several cardigans. I have been thrifting and curating a collection of cardigans over the past couple years, specifically to coordinate with my vintage wardrobe. So I had quite a few on hand that I was able to pull out and make use of for unique ensembles. So here's my spreadsheet for the month. As you can see, these columns are completely empty. I did wear 3 different blouses, but only one that I made. So that's the only one that counts for the whiteboard and the rankings. Which is kind of funny because last month I wore this blouse exactly 0 times, and it was the only blouse I didn't wear last month. And now it's the only blouse I did wear this month. So that amused me. Now I do think I picked the perfect month to do this mini challenge, and that was intentional because I knew that September moving into October was going to be still some hot days, but also starting to get pretty chilly, especially in the mornings, which meant all of those cardigans really came in clutch for layering. But because most of my dresses are summer dresses, I also layered underneath to provide extra warmth on the lower half of my body. So I wore a lot of knee-high socks, and I also wore, and am wearing, a flannel petticoat that I made many years ago, which has been wonderful to extend the wearability of all of my skirts and dresses for extra months. So we can go through the charts pretty quickly, because we really just have to look at the dresses chart. Clearly, I still have a favorite dress. It is still the purple and pink rayon house dress. I wore it 4 times, and I did get 4 ensembles from it. I was very proud of myself, very pleased, and not intentionally at first, but once I realized I had done it twice already, I continued doing it for the next 2 weeks. I wore this dress every Friday this month, and every cardigan got just a little bit warmer as the month went on. Next is the red daisies dress, which I am currently wearing. I started and ended the month with this one, so that was kind of fun. And I got 3 unique ensembles because I wore it once with no cardigan, and then a blue cardigan, and then a red cardigan. My black floral dress, I also got 3 wears. This one I wore with 3 different cardigans, so 3 different ensembles again. And the red tropical print dress, I also wore 3 times, and that was 3 different ensembles. Blue cardigan, no cardigan, red cardigan. But a different red cardigan than the one I wore with the red daisies dress. After that, we have 7 dresses tied for 3rd place with 2 wears each. The blue and red shirt dress, both with and without a pink cardigan. The blue wool jumper dress with 2 different blouses underneath. One that I thrifted and one that I made. My only new garment this month, my new purple cotton day dress. That dress will definitely get more wears. It's only gotten 2 so far because I've only had it in my possession for 2 weeks. But I wore it once with and once without a cardigan. My polka dots sundress, once with, once without a cardigan. My yellow 70s wrap dress. This one I don't usually wear with a cardigan because the sleeves are so long and full and flowy, but it was cold that day, I did need the extra warmth, and I wanted to make it a unique ensemble, so I stuffed them in the sleeves of a brown cardigan that is very comfy and cozy. The bright daisies dress, once alone and once with my teal linen bolero jacket. And the black wrap dress, once alone and once with red cardigan. I really love that dress with red accessories. It's so fun. And finally, my yellow sundress I wore once. And my pink housecoat I also wore once. And yes, that counts as a dress. I should also mention I wore my beautiful rose print dress from Trashy Diva one time, but I did forget about it because it does not show up in the spreadsheet or on my whiteboard because it is the one dress I did not make or alter in any way. Okay, let's run through the rest of the charts really quick. Blouses, wore the bishop sleeve once, as mentioned. Skirts, none. Trousers, none. Vests, none. Jackets, I wore the linen bolero exactly once, so one ensemble. And I wore my blue wool swing coat twice. Once was this morning. It is definitely starting to get chilly, so that one's going to start getting a lot more wear very soon. Okay, now for unique ensembles. If you've been keeping track, you can probably already guess. There were 30 days in this month, and I got 30 unique ensembles. I am so proud of that. I had a different outfit every single day, thanks to all my cardigans. Surprisingly, by limiting the number of garments I was allowed to wear, I was forced to be more creative, and therefore I think it was easier to get unique ensembles because I didn't have to remember as much about what I had already worn. Usually by the end of the month, I'm like, have I worn this blouse with this skirt yet? I don't even know. And I have to go and look it up on Instagram. But this time, I kept track of all of the outfits I was wearing in a calendar format so that I could quickly look back and see which ones I had already worn and with which cardigans. So that was really convenient. And that's actually how I figured out that I had worn the purple floral dress twice already on a Friday. And I decided to just continue that tradition. Also, I specifically wore the red tropical rayon dress on this Thursday because I had worn it the previous Wednesday and for that the previous Tuesday, and I liked how it made a diagonal line. I think that's it for patterns other than wearing the same dress on the first and last day of the month. Now, as far as unworn, I'm only going to count unworn dresses for this month, of which there were 4. And as I mentioned, 1 new garment. Let's talk about that new garment, shall we? So here's the 1 new garment that I made. I apologize for the wrinkles. It needs to be washed. I just wore it the other day, so it hasn't gotten through the laundry yet. I really love this dress. This is the one I was planning to make from an old sheet and a vintage pattern, and I was very successful. I love it, and I'm going to wear it so much this winter. And you can also see the 4 dresses I did not wear, all for practical reasons. This one I have stopped wearing as a standalone dress. I thought about wearing it once this month and just throwing on a cardigan over it, but it wasn't really warm enough to justify doing that, and on the days it was warm enough, I had other dresses I wanted to wear more, so I just didn't get to it, and that's okay. I really like it better as a blouse anyway. This one I do like, but it is very impractical in a lot of ways. The sleeves are too tight and they're long, and I can't push them up and make them not long. So it's not very versatile. Also, it doesn't have pockets, and it has a back zipper, which I cannot zip myself into because of how tight the sleeves are. So this is a dress I would need help getting into. And I'm not always dressed yet when my husband leaves for work. So it would need to be on a weekend, and I just didn't have a call to wear it any of the weekends this month. It's not super comfortable to just lounge around the house in, and I didn't really have any events to go to. And that's the same reason I didn't wear either of these. They are both silk, They both do not have pockets. They're very impractical for everyday wear, and I had no events. Also, I sadly have to announce that I am retiring my blue wool dress. I really wanted to alter it to fit me again, and I did try, and there will be a video out about that soon, along with making of the purple dress. I wanted to have this one back. I really loved it, but it's not to be. This dress is never going to fit me again, and I have come to terms with that. So it will no longer show up in my spreadsheet and my charts. That was quite a month. I wore a total of 13 dresses, but 30 unique ensembles. I wore 1 blouse, 1 jacket, 1 coat, 17 pairs of shoes, 13 hats, 7 brooches, and 9 cardigans. I did 6 total pin curl sets, and I wore my hair down and curly 14 times. I wore pin curls covered by a kerchief 4 times, a Gibson tuck 3 times, front pin curls twice, a hairnet twice, down and uncurled twice, and a headband, half twisted back, and a snood each once. I'm a little exhausted. I did have to keep up with the laundry and the ironing a little bit more than I usually do for this month because of the limited set of clothes that I was allowed to wear, but I really had a lot of fun. I do enjoy wearing dresses. They are easy to layer and transition from chilly mornings to hot afternoons. Like I said, I think this was the perfect month to do this challenge. But I'm looking forward to mixing it up again, wearing some skirts, wearing some trousers. And I have more dresses that I want to make, one of which is like 80% done, maybe 75%. I did try really hard to finish it for today because I wanted to wear it for recording. Clearly that did not happen, but that's okay. It will still get done, and I will wear it this winter a lot. Also, wearing only dresses highlighted some things for me. For instance, I do not have very many solid color dresses. I think this is really the only one. I mean, this green one is technically a solid color, but it does have the contrast yoke thing. That's just the reverse side of the fabric, because this is a crepe back satin, and I used the satin side for the yoke and the crepe side for the rest of the dress. And I suppose my blue wool jumper dress is also a solid color, but it doesn't have sleeves, so it's in a slightly different category than the rest of my dresses. Also, I want more jumper dresses. And definitely more long sleeve dresses. I need winter wear very soon. And I've been making mental notes of the dresses that I want to clone because I love them so much. I want to wear them all the time. So there will probably be more of those coming soon. Although I do also want to shift focus to working on suits. I have 1 suit, and I need to make more vests. I really only have 1. The other 2 that are in my spreadsheet and show up in the charts are just ones that I have planned to make but haven't actually made yet. You know what? I think I'm not going to challenge myself particularly this next month. I think I'm good. We're going to open it back up to the whole wardrobe again. Although, of course, some of the summer things I will not be wearing. So that's all for this one. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to give me a like. And if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Which meant the cardigans for layering really claim... Which meant layering with Which meant the cardigans really claim... No more hiding, now I'm shining like I've born.